So what are our jobs actually going to look like in 2030? It's the big question, right? Well, today, we're going to dig into that by exploring a really fascinating analysis from the World Economic Forum. They've mapped out 4 totally different potential futures for work, and all of them are shaped by the rise of AI.
Okay, let's just get right into it. We all feel this, don't we? AI is not some sci-fi concept anymore, it's showing up in our daily work. But what does that really mean for our careers in the long run? The honest truth? Nobody knows for sure. We are at this huge fork in the road, and the path forward is anything but clear.
And that really boils down to this fundamental question. Is it going to be a future where AI is like a helpful co-pilot, making us better and more efficient at what we do? Or are we looking at a future where AI just becomes a flat-out replacement, making a lot of human jobs unnecessary? That's the core tension we really need to wrap our heads around.
Now let's take a look at what the business world is thinking right now. A global survey of execs shows that, over half of them expect AI to displace jobs. And, no surprise, nearly 45% think it's going to boost their profits. But look at this last number. Only 12% believe it's going to lead to higher wages for us, the workers. That is a massive disconnect, and it kind of shines a spotlight on the risk that all the benefits from AI might not be shared equally.
So this is key. Our future is not already written. The analysis suggests it's all going to be shaped by the answers to 2 huge questions, which really boil down to this. Here are the 2 big forces in play. First, there's the technology itself. How fast is AI going to advance? Are we talking about a massive, exponential leap forward? Or is it going to be more of a slow, steady, incremental improvement? And then there's the second piece, us. How ready will we be? Will the global workforce develop the AI skills needed on a massive scale? Or will those skills stay limited to just a handful of specialists? It's the mix of these 2 things that creates the 4 possible futures. And here's how it all fits together. It's a simple little grid, but it is so powerful for thinking about this. You can see, right? If AI advances exponentially and we're all ready for it, we get supercharged progress. Awesome. But if that same exponential leap happens and we're not ready, we fall into the age of displacement. Now, on the other side, if AI moves slower and we are ready, we get a nice co-pilot economy. And if both technology and our skills stall out, well, that's stalled progress. Okay, now for the really interesting part. Let's actually journey into these 4 worlds. We're going to go from this potential utopia of supercharged progress all the way to a pretty scary age of displacement. Let's take a quick tour to see what it would actually feel like to live and work in each of these realities.
All right, first up, the most optimistic scenario. Supercharged progress. This is the world where basically everything goes right. Technology takes a giant leap forward, and so do we. So here's the deal. Productivity and AI scaling just go through the roof. It's amazing. But, and this is a big but, notice the trade-offs. The unemployment rate still ticks up a little bit, and wage polarization, that gap between the highest and lowest earners, it gets way, way bigger. So it's a world of incredible growth, but also of rising inequality. This quote just nails it, doesn't it? We're harnessing AI, becoming these agent orchestrators, maybe, directing whole teams of machines. But things are changing so fast that our social systems, like safety nets and regulations, they just can't keep up. It's exciting for sure, but also kind of dangerous at the same time.
Okay, let's shift to a much more cautionary story, the age of displacement. This is what happens when technology just sprints ahead and our ability to adapt gets left in the dust.
And you can see the problem laid bare right here. I mean, productivity growth is still massive, just like in that last world. But look what happens to people. Unemployment skyrockets, consumer confidence absolutely plummets, and that wage gap gets even wider. This is a world where economies are growing, but societies are fracturing. Yeah, the report paints a pretty stark picture here. Businesses just automate everything because they can't find people with the right skills, and that displaces workers faster than they can possibly be retrained. It creates this vicious cycle of instability and eroding trust. It's a really powerful warning about what happens when skills lag behind tech. All right, let's shift gears again to a more, pragmatic future, the co-pilot economy. In this world, AI progress is more gradual, and that gives us the time and the motivation to develop the skills to work right alongside it.
And you can just feel the difference here, right? Notice the stability. Productivity grows, but at a pace we can handle. Unemployment stays flat, consumer confidence is up, and really importantly, that wage polarization actually goes down a little. This is a future of balanced, steady progress.
This quote just sums it up perfectly. The focus isn't on mass automation, it's on augmentation. It's all about human AI teams working together to get things done. We see AI as a tool to make us better, not a tool to replace us. It's a future that's built on collaboration, not disruption.
And finally, we get to our last scenario, and honestly, it's a pretty frustrating one. Stalled progress. This is the world where neither the technology nor our skills really move forward. We just get stuck.
The numbers here really tell a story of stagnation. Productivity is flatlined, unemployment is up, consumer confidence is down. Businesses are only using what little automation they can just to fill gaps in talent, not to actually innovate. It's a world where that huge promise of AI just never really happens.
And this is the result, just frustration. Any small gains that are made get concentrated among a few companies or countries that have AI expertise, and pretty much everyone else gets left behind. It's just a recipe for division and this feeling that a huge opportunity was just missed.
So, after touring these 4 very different worlds, the really big question is, what do we do now? How can we, businesses and individuals, get ready when the future is so up in the air? The report calls these no-regret moves.
The strategy is all about taking actions that make sense no matter which of these futures we end up in. That means experimenting with AI, but in small, controlled ways. It means making dead certain that your tech strategy and your people strategy are moving in lockstep. You can't have one without the other. It means actively designing work for humans and AI to collaborate. And probably most important, it means investing in your people, trying to anticipate what skills they'll need and providing continuous dynamic training. These are the building blocks of resilience.
And that brings us to the real conclusion. The single biggest takeaway from all of this is that none of these futures are guaranteed. They're all just possibilities. The path we actually take is going to be the result of the choices all of us make, starting today.
You know, the future isn't some destination that we just show up at one day. It's a structure that we actively build. Every single decision a business makes to invest in training, every policy a government puts in place, and every new skill one of us learns. That's a brick in the foundation of the world of 2030.
So I'll just leave you with this final thought. These 4 scenarios, they aren't predictions for us to just passively accept. They are possibilities for us to actively shape. The decisions we all make, as leaders, as employees, as citizens, they're going to steer us towards one of these worlds. So the only real question left is, which future will you help build?